action of one or two breaths, and it may, I don't know as yet, evolve into a piece with some paint on it. I rather like the colorful paints that Juan Moreau used and Picasso, of course, used. And I think if one can enhance a piece of stone with color, that can be quite delightful. I see this face as wrapping around the corner here a bit. Perhaps an eye here and an eye here and a nose here and the mouth there, something of that nature is what I've been thinking.
He doesn't have to please anybody but Raymond. He doesn't have to worry about what some gallery owner is going to think or what the buying public is going to think about his work. He could care less. He does what he wants to do, and you know, people don't like it, they don't like it. But he does his designs the way he wants to do them, and he's happy with them most of the time.
Well, I do like the piece now, and it's kind of wacko. I think it can be enhanced in terms of being more in the wacko department. Perhaps more interesting, hopefully so.
Why is it that you like wacko work so much?
I can't answer. Perhaps that's me. Perhaps that's the way I'm constituted. If I did all mermaids, I don't think that would be any fun at all. But unless they were real, of course. If something's a little different, that in itself, if it's in good taste, is fun and enjoyable.
You say this was hard?
Hard? My goodness. It's harder than an income tax return. I swear. I just grind forever on this, and I probably have, about 3 days work in on this, and it's got a long way to go, about 24 hours. Yeah. I should be wearing a mask to protect the lungs, the respiratory system, but I really despise masks. These are plastic safety goggles, although they may not look like it, but I just, again, despise the mask, and also the ear protection that one should wear to protect hearing. So, since I'm 8,000 years old anyway, it probably doesn't make that much difference to me, but it is in the category of do as I say, don't do as I do.
Do you think your age affects your work at all?
Probably. Being senile, I'm sure it affects it to a great extent. Well, in a positive way, jesting aside, I think my age is a bit helpful, having been in the field of development and construction all my life, and had to try to envision concepts, rooms, facades of buildings, interiors of reception areas, etc., etc. In my mind's eye in 3D, I really think it has helped me with the mind and thought process in evolving pieces of sculpture. All right, now let's go as far that way as we went this way and take a look at it.
More.
I'll go back to your left again.
It's also true, isn't it, that you had cancer the whole time you've been sculpting, or not?
Well, yes. 10 years ago, this summer, I had cancer of the pancreas, and they did what is known as a Whipple procedure, removing the pancreas and the spleen and part of the stomach and part of the intestine, and a few other little goodies. And it was just found out last fall that I had a bit of recurrence, or a carcinoid tumor of the liver, which was treated with chemo this winter. And I just got back from Duke University last week, and apparently it's all in remission. So I'm one of the fortunate few that has survived cancer of the pancreas. And by golly, I'm trying to take advantage of every minute that I have, believe me, and enjoy all that there is to enjoy in this world. I also, whenever I meet someone that has a problem, try to encourage them in their attitude and tell them, hey, look at me. I'm a prize and or a bad example of what could happen. I'm still around. I'm just a little concerned about the similarity coloration-wise of mouth and this eye. Although I tried to get the yellow to travel and the black to travel and the green to travel, this is just a little repetitive. As a bit of relief, although it might make it a bit more startling, I just thought of putting a touch of red on this pupil.
Does it bother you at all that 300 or 400 years from now this piece will still exist with possibly no paint on it?
Well, I don't know how good the paint manufacturer is, and I don't know whether anyone would even want the piece 300 or 400 years from now. Maybe it'll be broken up into a series of paperweights. What will be desirable several hundred years from now, who knows? Maybe compositions will be of laser beams or materials totally unimagined, lights, movement, who knows?
Well, I thought one of the appeals of working with stone is the knowledge that it would be around long after you're gone. That obviously is not that big a concern of yours.
I really wish it were the other way around.
Which one of these pieces was the most fun to do?
Oh, I really can't say that the one is more fun than the other to do. There may be a few more adjectives doing some rather than others, but I think they're all fun to do. The challenge, of course, being to get a shape that is pleasing, and if it is pleasing, do some work.